Julia, two years ago I met you in Copenhagen. You had your first entry there, but you weren't competing yet.
Correct.
At that point, could you have imagined that 2 years later from now you'd be here at this beautiful party here in Stockholm, competing for the second time?
Not at all. It was incredible. I think Copenhagen invited us to do something at the interval, and so that seemed like a really nice way to just be a part of it because we knew Australians were interested. And then we got Jessica Mauboy, they loved her, we did that, and then after that, there was no guarantee that anything would progress necessarily. Conchita wins, we go to Austria, and all of a sudden we're a wild card, which was unbelievable. And it sort of happened at the last minute. So we get an incredible performer like Guy. He writes a song for it in 48 hours. He absolutely knows the pressures involved because he's been the first Australian Idol in Australia. A gift. And then the following year, we had no idea what happened again. And again, Sweden invited us. It wasn't necessarily the contest. It was Sweden who said, we'd like you back. So again, we're trying to find who would we get. And I think Dami is a wonderful example again of what we have living in Australia, of who we are. And just to be part of the contest is wonderful because it really is a beautiful event. When it's just about music and just about people, it's a beautiful event.
This year, even more so than last year, you guys are organizing. We had a party yesterday, we're having another party today. It sounds like you guys are really trying to make the most of it.
Well, I think too, there's always an embassy event, but there has to be a fan event because fans are so supportive. They're the ones who vote, and it's nice to have a smaller group because the arena is so enormous. It's nice to have those smaller events in the clubs and here where the singer can actually engage with her fans, and you guys can see her up close and see what she can do, because then it makes it sort of more real when you go and see her on the big stage or on the television. So yeah, we like to make the most of it, and people come. It's not like no one comes, it's great.
It was really busy today. What has changed for you? Because you've been commentating these contests since 2009, if I'm not mistaken. But now that you have your own participant, must be a totally different feeling.
Oh, it is a different feeling. Now all the commentators say to me, now you know how nervous we are. And it's true, when you're not for Guy we weren't because we knew he was in the final, but for Dami it's a different kind of feeling this year because she has to qualify. And now we understand what it's like for most of the other countries to have to not lose all those months of work. Tonight it's the first semi-final. 8 countries will go home, and it's a horrible feeling. And when you've interviewed them backstage and you see them and you think, oh, this part of the dream's finished now for you. And that's why it's so important to get into the final, because at least you can say, okay, we're here. Now we'll see how we go. So we're really hoping that Dami gets in, and then you're nervous. You're nervous in a way. We're nervous in a way we never were in Moscow or in Oslo or in Düsseldorf or in Azerbaijan. It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
How do you guys select your Eurovision entry? I can understand that it's still all completely new to you, but you sort of had to find your way to get your entry together.
I don't have anything to do with it, and in fact I said to them this year, please don't tell me who it is until it's announced, because I get interviewed all the time and part of me is a bit nervous that I will say who it is, or they'll guess, or I'll say she accidentally or he. So this year Conchita came to Australia, did a concert with Guy Sebastian, and they announced that Dami would be the representative. I was on stage filming a show I do called Rock Quiz, so I tweeted everyone and said, okay, I've got to go for 2 hours, I'm going to be filming. When I come out at 11 o'clock, I will also know from this who she is. So that was pretty exciting, because also as a commentator there aren't many surprises anymore, and that was a great surprise.
And how happy were you when it was Dami? Delighted.
And also again, I'm not joking, I think anyone should be allowed to perform, but when you've had that voice, The Voice or Australian Idol or X Factor or whatever background, I think it prepares you for the crazy 10 days that you have to put up with here, because it's crazy. It's a lot of pressure to talk and sing and talk and sing and talk, and it's good and photograph, so it's good for them to have that, so that doesn't frighten them, because it's pretty scary, I think.
Paul Clark said yesterday at the embassy party that Christer Björkman told him they'll never be able to get you out after this. Are you guys hoping to be back next year?
Well, I'd love it, but it's not in our control. So all we can do is do our best and cross our fingers.